sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. Listen, if you're like me, you hate doing admin crap. Number one, because you're not good at it. And number two, because you know it's taking you away from the stuff that actually makes you money. So why are you doing it? Do what I did. Go to worksby.com right now and let them pair you with a real executive assistant. Once I started working with Cheryl at Worksby, my income went up 40% in 1 month, and my working hours went from 70 down to 40. It's a game changer. Go to worksby.com right now, book a call, and tell them Walker sent you. If you do, you'll get 2 extra hours of service for free as a bonus. So if you're ready to finally stop doing the stuff you hate and focus on the stuff that makes you money, go to worksby.com right now. That's WORXBEE.com. Tell them Walker sent you, and you'll get those 2 free hours. So yesterday I had a meeting with this client of mine, and he asked me, he said, what do you tell people you do? He goes, I don't remember what you said. And I said, it kind of depends. I said, but oftentimes I tell people that I help companies build better sales teams. He said, that's not what you do. I said, really? What is it then? Because I think I don't do that. He goes, oh, no, you do that. He goes, but there's so much more. I said, what do you mean? He said, with me and my company, he said, you have transformed us into a much more cohesive, much more effective, much more profitable group. He said, it's a world of difference where we were 2 years ago, even a year ago. It's amazing. And he said, you have literally transformed the way we do business. He said, you ought to think about that as describing to people what you do. I was like, okay, again, tell me more. He said, I think if I were you, when I talk to people, I would say, I believe in the power of transformation. And I believe that people can be transformed if they want to be, and transformed into a better place. And I was like, you know what? He's dead on. He's dead on. And so as I thought about that last night and was, playing around with the words and had that feel to me, as you do with this stuff, and I realized I kind of pigeonhole myself sometimes, talking about, sales coach and this, that, and the other. And what he said resonated with me, because a lot of folks tell me, in effect, what I've done is transform the way they look at business, transform the way they treat other people, transform the way they looked at sales and the way they've enacted and gone after it. And so I love that. And I hope that resonates with you guys, with you out there. One of the stories that I like, and it's about transformation, just to even think about it this way, is that as we are going through life, we will often choose one of 3 boats, and maybe we're going between these, right? But the first boat where we might get into to go somewhere, well, as we go in our life, right, is a raft. And you're on this raft for your life. And what you do is you're floating down with the current. And you're just pushing off rocks every now and then with the poles that you have, but you're just going wherever the current takes you at the speed the current is taking you. I call that a comfort zone. You're just doing whatever life brings. Nothing wrong with that. It's a choice. You're just doing what you need to do to go wherever the river takes you. You're in a comfort zone. The second boat you could be in is a rowboat. And with a rowboat, you are facing backwards. You're actively pursuing by pulling the oars, getting the hell away from whatever you're seeing behind you, right? Your goal is to work like hell to get away from that place. You're looking back at where you were and say, get me out of here. I got to do better. I got to get out of here. And the third piece, the third boat perhaps, is a canoe. And the canoe is you're facing forward. And you're looking at a place where you're trying to go and you're intent on getting there. And you're paddling, you're going a little left, a little right, a little left, a little right. But basically it takes a transformation to go from one boat to the next. Because the things that got you, and I think we all start or all begin in the raft. And we have to make a conscious choice, either through pain, right? The conscious choice that this cannot stay the way this is. I have to fix it. And so we jump in the rowboat, and a lot of effort comes from getting away from the shit that we don't like dealing with. And I got to tell you, some of you listened to my podcast a couple weeks ago about my last 7 years, I've spent a lot of time in a rowboat, working like hell to get away from the financial disaster that I created by going out here and start my own shop. And I've been in the rowboat. And what I have recognized in the last couple of months is I need to, and I'm taking steps towards, but I'm not quite yet in the canoe. I can see it. I can touch it. I'm swimming over the canoe and trying not to flip it over on myself. But I've got this vision that I'm making more and more solid about where I'm trying to go and what I want this business to look like, what I want my life to look like. And I've got to take some steps, some pretty big steps for me to make that happen, but I'm excited about it. And what I realized was 6 months ago, I would not have even considered. I might have said, hell no, I'm never doing what it is we talked about next. I'm not investing in that. I don't want to bring on more people. And I was happy with a job that I created for myself, right? Not a business. It's all about me. And so now I'm beginning to transition again to how do I build a business from this? How can I get other people to come join me, come do some of the things that I do so that I can spend my time, right, creating new things, coming up with new ideas, bringing new opportunities in here, and have somebody else help me run the business, do some training, do some coaching for me so that I can go away for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month and come back and things are still cruising along. Because right now I've got to transform because I have this job that I have set for myself that I love, but it's not sustainable forever. Something will happen to me. I'll be out for a little while. It would cause a major disruption in my business. So as you are thinking about your career and your life, what are the things you need to transform? Where are you currently in a raft floating down the river, pushing off in a comfort zone, but you don't know what the hell's coming up ahead of you, right? How do you need to get in the rowboat to get away from that? Or are you in the rowboat tugging away, knowing you need to move forward to the canoe? Somebody asked me what happens after the canoe. I don't know. Maybe it's a yacht. And I can't see far enough to see that yet. WBS sales team, think about the boat that you're in. Let me know what boat that is. I appreciate you reaching out. Share this podcast with other people that need to hear this story, who might need to hear a little bit about transformation and see if and how that applies to them. You have not yet rated the podcast, left me a review, please do so. That helps us spread the wealth, spread the ideas, spread the love to other people. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next week.